Hello, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to use CSV files in Python, or Python CSV tutorial. So we're going to be learning how to read and write CSV files with the Python standard library. So this is built into Python. So what is a CSV? Well, it's just a text file. It's widely used, not really standardized, and represents tabular data. So each line is a row and commas separate the fields. We've got an example here. So we have some Seattle area cities. And what we have is the name of the city, the county it's in, and then the population. So you can see here, Renton, that's King, and the population. And each one is, each line represents a different, each line represents a different item. And then you can see the fields are just separated by a comma. So it's a very simple data format. That's why it's so popular. It's so very simple. So let's get into how you read these files. You're doing any kind of basic kind of data analysis, you're probably going to encounter lots and lots of CSVs. So here is some sample code. First of all, we import CSV, and then we open a file. This file we've got here is just named cities.csv. So it's the file it's this guy, but in a file. And we got the new line, and then we open it as a file. And now here's the important part. So we have csv.reader. We actually give it the file. That's going to return a reader, or what we're going to be calling a reader. That is really an iterable. And so that allows us to iterate over it. So it's an iterable. So we can loop over it. So we say for city in reader, and then we're going to print the result. We'll show you. Here we go. So it was an iterable, and each time we call each item in that iterable, it is going to print out a list. And that list is what that line was. So each one of these fields now is an item in that list. So Renton, King, and then the population. So despite the name, CSV files, I didn't say earlier, it's just an acronym for comma separated value. They can be delimited by characters other than commas. So here is our same file from before, but instead of being being separated by commas, it is going to be separated by pipes. Here we go. Those beautiful, beautiful pipes. Yep. So here is our code. And once again, it's basically exactly the same, except when we do csv.reader, we actually are going to tell it exactly what the delimiter is. So by default, it thinks it's going to be a comma, but we can specify different characters. In this case, we specify this pipe character, and we just iterate over it and print the city. And look, it does exactly the same thing. So it doesn't matter what the delimiter is, you just have to tell it and it'll figure it out. Because there's also ones, you'll see sometimes people use tabs, which I really don't like. And like some of you guys saw one time they were using semicolons, and I'm not sure how common that is. If you have any crazy delimiters that you've seen, put those in the comments. I would like to know what kind of weird I don't know why you wouldn't just use commas. Okay, so I was skipping over this part. Now, you're going to find yourself possibly in situations where you want to write CSV files. So you saw how easy they were to read, so you could maybe think that maybe I want to save things as one of these. So here is the sample code for writing. So we are going to open up a new file called mix.csv. Open it with the right. So we're opening it as a file, so we're going to have that. So csv.writer. So remember before, csv.reader. So very, very simple. csv.writer. We pass the file, and then we're going to get our object back. We're going to call it writer. And that writer object is going to have a write row function, and we give that a list. So it's basically doing the exact same thing as when we read, but going in reverse. Because remember, when we read them, each row came back as a list. And so when we write, we're going to create a list and then write that as a CSV line. So here we go. So we got a circle, red, 5, triangle, green, 2, square, blue, 5. Why I needed to read that to you? You probably already read it, didn't you? And so this is what it looks like. Hopefully that makes sense. Circle, red, 5. Then we got a whole new line, triangle, green, 2, and then a whole new line, square, blue, 3. All right. So we can also use that pipe like we wanted, or pretty much any other character for the delimiter. And so we want it to look like that second file of the cities we got. And once again, just like the rater, we can specify what we want to be delimited by. The delimiter, man, I just cannot say that today. I'm so sorry. Let's see. So, and that's what it's going to look like, just as you would expect. See? Boom. And then you get those little pipes, and then somebody else will come along and can use that same function from earlier to read those and turn those into a collection of lists. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video useful. I hope that video was useful. If you liked it, hit that like button. And if you want to see more of these videos, please hit the subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave those in the comments below. Thank you.